What's going on, guys? So, as you probably know by now, my name is Coach Kenny Dussault. I have 15 plus years of experience in the world of strength and conditioning. I've worked with athletes across all different sports, all different levels, professional football, hockey, soccer, basketball, rugby. I train people for powerlifting competitions in my university, everything and anything beyond that. But over the last 7 years, my number one focus has been coaching fighters. And my approach to strength and conditioning is to put intention behind your work and prepare you as efficiently and effectively as possible for each and every fight using our 4-step fight ready system. Now, this is the exact system we've used with athletes like Sean Brady for his fight with Gilbert Burns in September 2024. Cody Gibson, we've worked together for one camp and are starting to work for the next one. Gaston Bolaños for multiple camps. Chris Curtis for UFC 297, as well as fighters across all disciplines. And we've been part of over 325 competitive victories all across the world. Now, what we're doing in this video is we are breaking down a full training system for you to put proper focus behind your strength and conditioning. We want to give you the ideas of how to think and structure your training. When it comes to strength and conditioning, there's no perfect answer. It's not just do this and then you're good. So we want to make sure you understand it and you're not just blindly following. So before we keep going into the video, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel right now and then get back to the video as soon as you do. Let's get into it. So our first block of training is strength and aerobic power. And the goal of this block is to build foundation. Basically, it's like when you're building a house, you need the concrete foundation underneath before you could start actually building the structure, right? If you just stick walls into the ground, they're not going to hold up. They're going to fall down. You need to build the concrete and then build the house over top of it. Now, again, not a home builder, but you get the idea of the basics. And when you have a stronger athlete, you're going to be able to take more impact and it's going to take more effort to fatigue you. If you got an opponent weighing on you, trying to use their weight on you, if you're stronger, you're able to take more of that before it starts weighing on your system. And if you improve your aerobic power, you're going to have better recovery between not only rounds within your sessions, but also between sessions while you're training. So you're able to maintain higher paces through all your rounds and you're able to recover more effectively between training days, as well as between rounds during training sessions. Without this, you can't build anything. It's like the example of the house, right? If you just try to build the walls without building the foundation, the walls aren't going to hold up. You need to start at the bottom, and that is strength and aerobic power. So to structure this block, you're going to go with 2 to 3 days a week of training, and you're going to go with full body work. The exercise itself isn't important. It's the benefit of the exercise. One of the best examples is like, you don't ever have to do back squats to build strength for your legs. You can. It's a great way to do it. I like using them. But if you hold the bar and you're like, that fucking hurts like shit on my shoulder, don't do back squats. Figure out why that hurts on your shoulder, work on that, but then switch it out for a different exercise that your body's going to be able to do effectively. And this is the structure of the sessions. Warm-ups, then we're going to go to the plyos, then we're going to go to the strength, then finish it off with the conditioning. Now, the example of how to do this, and this is the same for all 3 of the phases that we're breaking down. If you don't have the equipment for anything that I say here, think output over exercise, right? Or if a certain exercise won't work for you for whatever reason, think output over exercise. Front squat. What's the goal of a front squat? Building strength for your legs, right? So you can do that with a back squat, a goblet squat, a box squat, a split squat, whatever other kind of things you can substitute in based off of what you have access to. So we're going to start with a 5 to 10 minute full body warm up, and I'm going to attach you a video about how to create that in the description of this video. We're going to move to stability focused plyos. Early in your training, the plyometric work should be focused on building your stability, which basically means you're learning how to land and stabilize your body before you're learning how to output more power. So the reason this is so important, if you throw a punch and you have no ability to stabilize your body, then you're going to throw the punch and you're going to float behind it, right? So you're going to overextend on more shots. You're going to put yourself in bad positions. Working on building the stability helps you throw more power behind your shots, whatever shots they are. Stay more stable in your movements so that you are in control of your movements at all times. We're going to work on that with lateral hop and holds, single leg hop and holds. And then our focus of the strength training is max strength output right now. So build up your weights to like an 8 or 9 out of 10 RPE. Make sure they're heavy, but not quite maximal. These are the exercises you're going to use. And you're going to finish off with aerobic power intervals. Same thing. Don't have the equipment. Think output over exercise. You can do this on an air bike. You can do it with medicine ball slams, battle ropes, kettlebell swings, anything that you can maintain a high, steady pace for. Phase 2, the power and the lactic system. The goal of phase 2 is to build power off of the strength base that we've been working on, right? You've been building up that foundation. Now we got to build on top of it. If you're stronger, but you can't output power quickly, it's not very useful, right? Here, we're teaching your body how to take that strength we've built and turn it into power, be able to use that force faster while you're in the ring or in the cage. Improve your ability to throw hard shots and then be able to maintain that power working on the muscle endurance with the lactic work for the whole duration of the fight. So now you're able to hit harder, maintain the power without burning the arms and legs all the way into the later rounds. So how are we going to structure this block? So first, we're going to start with a 5 to 10 minute mobility warm-up. See the description in the see the description of this video for that video. The plyos are going to be output focused. So that's one single effort focused on absolute max intensity every time. So we can do this with a box jump. You can do this with a max lateral hop. So putting as much power into each jump as possible. Broad jumps, other good examples. The strength, we're going to focus a little bit less on the weight, and we're going to bring the weight down a little bit and focus on the power. Basically, the way I describe this to athletes is when you finish your last rep, it should be just as explosive as the first one. If you feel like you're really starting to slow down, you built it up too heavy for that session for the purpose of it. And so here are the exercises we're going to use. Even with the pull-ups, focus on pulling up as hard, as fast as you can, controlling yourself back down to the bottom. If you can't do 6, use a band. If 6 is super easy, add some weight. And then the intervals, that 30-second effort is going to be at the highest possible pace you can keep for 30 seconds. It's going to slow down over the 8 rounds, but the aim is that you're continuing to try to output at 100% and giving it whatever you've got left. Now, phase 3 is speed and repeatability. So the goals here is improving your explosiveness and your speed in every position in the fight, improving your alactic conditioning, your ability to throw power behind your combinations, repeat that through the whole fight as well. Here, you're going to notice being able to throw more power, harder combinations, and move at a higher intensity before it starts to fade off. So one thing I'll always say to athletes is, like, if you throw a hard 4-shot combination, that's going to use a bunch of your energy. The better your alactic system is, now that 4-shot combination using a bunch of your energy becomes a 7-shot combination using a bunch of your energy, right? It's going to take a little longer for that energy to fade, and you're going to be able to recover it faster. So to structure this phase, warm up, similar type of thing to what we have in the video. The plyos are all going to be about generating power faster, rate of force development. So depth jump, you're dropping off of something, exploding off the ground. Lateral hop to vertical, a small lateral hop into a max vertical jump. It's not a lot of reps, you'll notice, because the goal here isn't how many reps can I do and how exhausted can I be. It's how quickly can I generate more power. So we want to feel fresh for these reps. And then the box squats, again, same idea. We're pausing on the box so we can really focus on being explosive with every single rep. The important thing in this speed phase is that you're not lifting heavy. Your focus is being absolutely positively as explosive as you can with every single rep with the strength work. So with each one, you're trying to move it fast. You're trying to move it fast coming down, pause, and then move it fast coming up. You're controlling the speed in both directions. We're going to finish that off with an alactic circuit, 10 seconds of 100% intensity work, 90 seconds of rest. Finish it off with 12. Do that for 12 rounds. All right. Some key points I want to reinforce as we come to the end of the video is output over exercise always. For any of these things, if you don't have the equipment needed, which should be rare because there's not all that much equipment required for any of the stuff that I put in here. If you don't have the equipment needed, switch it out for something that's going to work on the same area as what you're working on with that exercise. Switch it up based off of your needs. You know, if we had box squat in there, but you have trouble holding the bar in that position because of a shoulder problem, move it to a front squat, move it to a goblet squat, change it up, right? There's no perfect exercise. It's got to fit for you. And the final part is every program has a primary and a secondary focus, right? So in phase 1, you can, where'd we go? In phase 1, you can do 2 days focused around phase 1 like this, and then 1 day focused around more what phase 2 would look like. And then in phase 2, you could have 2 days focused around what phase 2 would look like, and then 1 day focused around what phase 3 would look like, or depending on what you feel you need the most work on, 2 days of phase 2, and then 1 day of phase 1. So you always want to have a primary focus and a secondary focus within each program so that we're continuing to build every area of your conditioning as effectively as possible. So that is it, guys. That is all. I hope you got some great value from this, and I'll catch you on the next one.